Time to dig and turn the soil. It hasn't rained for a few days, and the soil has dried up quite a bit. This sweet potato was left over from planting, and I just buried it here casually. It's already grown this big. The leaves can be picked and stir-fried to eat. Sweet potato leaves are rich in nutrients and are very good for the body. It's also easy to grow. Friends who have space can plant a few, and you can eat the leaves in the fall. Sweet potatoes will grow too, though it's a bit of a waste to pull it out. I have to discard it when turning the soil. There are still weeds growing behind. The weeds that aren't growing will slowly decompose in the soil. They will compete with the plants I'll plant later for the nutrients in the soil. The important thing is that some of these weeds might carry pathogens and insect eggs. If we bury them in the soil, it can lead to the spread and proliferation of pests and diseases, which affects the health of future plants after pulling the weeds. I need to turn the soil deeply. This is about 30 centimeters deep. This depth is just right. The purpose of turning the soil is to improve its aeration, allowing more oxygen to enter, and promote the activity of microorganisms. Once the soil becomes loose, it can absorb more heat from the sun during the day, and it also helps sterilize and disinfect the soil. Look, there are still so many weed roots in the soil. Bring them to the surface. Pick out the larger ones and throw them away, and let the smaller ones stay on top to be sun-dried. They will wither and die. This can reduce competition for nutrients from weeds. Turning the soil also destroys the living environment of pests. If insect eggs or larvae are turned to the surface, they will dry out or be eaten by natural enemies, reducing the chances of pests and diseases. Look, I've turned up an earthworm. It might not be a good thing if we transplant young seedlings. Earthworms in the area might cause the seedling roots to loosen, affecting the seedling's ability to root and grow. The large number of earthworms is caused by decomposing vegetable leaves, which forms humus that attracts them to breed and survive in large numbers. It's not just earthworms, so it's best not to bury kitchen scraps, like vegetable leaves, directly into the soil. The digging is done now. Then we can add materials to nourish the soil and plant. I've dug up quite a few roots.